Listen, all right. This guy, man, is the biggest joke in world football. We got people coming out in the comments going, the visionaries always deemed as the madmen, but it all come to fruition. You don't know what the process is. And if you still don't know what the process is, then listen, you've got to have a nice little Kinder Egg surprise, mate. And yeah, you're getting your little toy in there that you probably ain't got the brain capacity to build. You know what I'm saying? So go and ask mummy in your mum's basement. You know what I'm saying? To go and build it for you. Because I honestly, this guy needs to just shut his mouth. Literally shut your mouth. Yeah. Everything that's going on at Chelsea, especially with Trev, especially with Connor, especially with Chilwell. Now you've got Sterling. Broha's just been flogged off. It's just embarrassing. And you've got the audacity and arrogance to come out and say nothing's irrational. It's all irrational at Chelsea. There is no process. There is no thought process or planning. It's all scattergun. You've got a 45-man squad. You know what I'm saying? You've got a yes-man dictatorship. It's just relentless, mate. And this guy wants to come out and say it's not irrational. Mate, go and do some research. You must know the dictionary, or go to the dictionary. Go and research what irrational actually means, because it is plenty of irrational wrong-uns at Chelsea Football Club. You're all inventing this inverted irrationalism, bruv. That's what they've gone and done. And the supporters, a lot of them, mainly the wrong-uns in the fan base, are just buying into this. They're having their dopamine of João Felix, and don't worry about Conor Gallagher. Forget all that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, good riddance to the pit bull in the midfield, which Atletico Madrid are calling him the pit bull. Yeah, because he's a workhorse, bro. Proper Chelsea. He's a lion, mate. Yeah, and we've just let him go. But I'm gonna go on to that. But this is the first thing I want to address. Yeah. That he's going on about a long-term foundation, establishing a great leadership team and responding to the environment. Well, what's your environment? What is your environment, mate? Old Meatloaf Bowley, Bright Sparks? Because it's clearly not the customers. You don't give a shit about the customers, i.e. the supporters. So what environment? Your global environment, your marketing environment, your branding environment? The fact that you've got a bloated squad and you're just shipping out anyone or anything, This ain't like doing your laundry, mate, where you just put it out in the washing line and, hope the wind just blows it away because you're surplus to requirements. You don't want to wear it no more. And you're too lazy to go to, cancer research or some sort of charity shop, No, let's just let the wind blow like you lot fart in the wind. That's what these clowns are. They're a joke. There is no leadership team. There is no leaders in our team. You're gutting out all of our leaders. You're gutting out all of our experience. So someone explain to me, what are you establishing? And you then go, oh, yeah, it's a 5 to 10 year process. It's a 5 to 10 year project, which John Obi Mikel just taking the Mikel out of you clowns. It's unheard of in the game of football. It's about the now, the here and the now. And your process, your 5 to 10 year project, you're shipping players that you've bought only a year ago. You're not even giving them a chance to establish, to create great leaders in this team. So you're contradicting yourself with all this jargon that you put out on Bloomberg. And I don't want to see it on Bloomberg. How about address the Chelsea Supporters Trust? How about address the supporters and address us as supporters? No, you don't do that. You just come on for your 15 minutes of fame, Andy Warhol merchantry, bruv. All right. And just go, oh, we're responding to the environment and we're establishing a great leadership team and it's a long-term foundation. There is no foundation. The foundation is to make money. The foundation is for financial gain. That is all it is and all it will ever be. And if you cannot see that, you're blind as a bat. All right. So have it right. Which then leads me on to Todd Bowley. Yeah. The Meatloaf himself. He says, may get the headlines, but Chelsea is a heavily Clearlake club. Well, we know that. Siri Merchant is the head of Clearlake with Jose Figaziano. They're the ones making all these decisions. They're the ones at the forefront of every decision. He's the one that wanted Enzo Mascara. He's the one that wants Kindergarten FC. He's the one with Meatloaf Bowley that are going in, lowering the wage structure to maximise profits. And they are flipping players like burgers in Burger King, as we all know, and they are making profits. And they are. They've been on a financial level. They're successful. They've won the trophy of making the average wage of 60 grand a week to Roman Abramovich's 200 grand a week. The only difference is Roman Abramovich won a trophy every year, and these wrongins ain't won nothing, and we're out of every European competition. We've got to settle with the bottom of the barrel Conference League, which, by the way, we'll be playing on Thursday nights now. It then goes on to say Eghbali was heavily in the process of appointing Mascara is fully sold on him. And even though it is understood Chelsea expect to qualify for the Champions League, Maresca won't necessarily be sacked, if he does. Well, it's both. He won't be sacked and he won't be backed. He won't be sacked if he doesn't achieve that this season. So it's the same Jellyfish Potter mentality. If that was the case, why didn't you stick with Jellyfish Potter? You couldn't do it because why? The supporters turned. And once the supporters turn, all your project, all your process, all your buying time with your brand envelope PR goes in the bin and in the woods. And that's where it's going to go again. It's clear as day. This is Toothpick Jacobs spieling this garbage out, by the way, just to let you all know. Now, it then goes on to say, because we have to address what these lot come out with, yeah? The next one on the list is, if I can get it up, if I can find the wrong in himself. I can't stand this guy, man. Where is he? Where is this melt? Here it is. So basically, in other words, yeah, there is no point in trying to push this whole process with Enzo Mascara when you didn't go through a process with Pochettino after months of research and interview stages to then go and part ways with him because Pochettino had enough of your ridiculous model and is laughing at it right now. Bagged his job in the States. You didn't want to back him. You didn't want to back Jellyfish Potter, although all you feed is this is a carbon copy of what we had under Potter and what we had under Pochettino. Exactly the same. There is nothing different. And it's the same process. The manager, the coach, whatever you want to call it, is the mouthpiece to this clown ownership. He will do what he's told, and that's it. So there is no difference. Why is everyone all of a sudden into this toxic positivity that this guy, I'm hearing this madness, yeah, that Enzo Mascara's our Marino now. He's a gaffer now. That's my gaffer. Shut up, you wrong'uns, yeah? All right? Marino exists and he's the greatest Chelsea manager. You don't insult him by bringing up a non-experienced championship manager who's only just managed his first Premier League game and compare him to our GOAT Marino. Yeah? It's a disgrace. Look at the wrong'uns in the fan base, what they're doing. Look how they're acting. It's irrational, bro. Yeah, very irrational. What we doing here? Let's have it right. So, Meatloaf Bowley, moral of the story is, shut up, you clown. Yeah, because all you care about is pound notes. I don't want to hear you speaking, yeah? But let me tell you, when you do speak, you speak when it fits you perfectly. Because what did he say? What did he say about, with Eghbali, about our Trev Chalobah? He says, we're delighted that Trev will be extending his stay with Chelsea. He has been with us since childhood and has grown into an exceptional young player. He's an important part of our men's first team squad, and we're excited to see what's next for Trev Chalobah. Is that so, mate? Is that so? So that's why he's rotting with the under-23s. That's why he's been told to train on his own, basically, without the first team. That's why you've just robbed Trev Chalobah of his squad number of 14 that he always wore and gave it to who? João Felix. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. Now, I'm going to try very hard not to be rattled, not to lose my head, yeah, because that's all I do, all right? But when it comes to Trev and the way he's been treated is unacceptable on all levels. You can't have these clans going, there's nothing irrational about what we're doing. We're building a long-term process, but yet you've got Trev rotting there. You've got Raheem Sterling being told by this yes man that he's not in the plans. And now this guy's been told, train at home. You're not welcome. We don't want you. But yet you're the ones that signed this guy and paid him 325 grand a week. You did it, not Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling didn't put something in your head, mate, and say, let's have it right. You're paying me 325 grand a week and 45 million to Manchester City. No, it's the other way around, mate. You're the clowns that made that deal. And now what? You just want to chop him off, whether you rate Sterling or don't rate him. Stop disrespecting our players. It's not a good look. And it's not a good look to the players that you are bringing in. But let's have it right. All these players that we've got with the 191 years of amortization of contract years, all right, they don't care because they're getting paid every year, every week for 8-9 years. They're made. They're set up. They've hit the jackpot in casino, bro. All right? That's why they don't care until they're getting that treatment, until they're told you're not training with the first team. You're not getting picked. You don't suit my style anymore. You're not the winger I want. Yeah? Not the winger I want. You're not the player I need. I don't need this in my team anymore because I'm Enzo Mascara and I decide everything. Shut up. You don't decide nothing. You don't decide what signings, what goes in, what comes out. Yeah? So have it right. You don't. And I know that. And this is the sad thing is like, you can't even blame this guy because he's an outright yes man. But don't give it all the big I am bollocks in the presser to make out like you're in charge. You ain't in charge of shit. And that's the fact. He ain't in charge of nothing. All right? He comes out today and giving it all the spill. You know, I'm working with 23 players. Today I worked with 20 players. Yesterday I worked with 21 players. Oh, you know, it's not 42 players. All right. So where are the other fucking 24 players? Where are they, Enzo, mate? Where? They don't turn up to Cobham? They're not training with the under 23s. They're not training in the gym because we saw a clip of all the players in the gym. It looked like Reading Festival, mate. Yeah. What are we doing? So that doesn't exist. If all the players that you're training, the 23 players that you're training, what is going on with all the other players? Are they twiddling their thumbs? Are they at home getting nice home cooked meals? What are we doing here? You're trying to just shove it all under the carpet like everything's all rosy and everything's under control and nothing's toxic, nothing's negative behind the scenes because you're so in control that that's your team that you picked. You picked these players. Let me remind this geezer, all right? Let me remind Enzo Mascara because, listen, I'm not even coming at this guy because I know he's a yes man, but I always said to you, and I'm clipped for saying this, right? I'm always clipped for saying this. If I see him talking shit and yes man rubbish, which is what he's coming out with, I'm gonna call it out. And I've always said that. I've never said I'm not gonna let him get off scot-free, yeah? And everyone can vouch for me. Every single one of you can vouch for me. But Enzo Mascara said pre-season, which Raheem Sterling was part of that squad, all right? Trev wasn't, by the way. The position for Raheem is a winger. In the way he was in these games, I don't see him in another position. For sure, he is one of our important players. Right? He's come out and said that. Yeah? He said, the position of Raheem for me is a winger. With the position he was in the first 4 games with us, I don't see him in another position in any game. It can happen when we need to use him in a different position for sure. He is one of our most important players together with the rest. At this moment, sometimes he's playing from the start. Sometimes he goes inside. The important thing is we give him minutes and he's doing well. And all of a sudden, Raheem knows I've spoken to him and he needs to find minutes elsewhere. All of a fucking sudden. You've brought in João Felix. You brought in Pedro Neto and it's flipped the script now. So what's going on? What were you talking about, Enzo? Why are you switching so quickly? What, you've trained with him for that period? And all of a sudden, now you realise Sterling's not your guy, but yet Sterling was good enough for the system that you're copying of Pep Guardiola, that played in Pep Guardiola's Man City team. Make it make sense to someone. Make it make sense. I'm doing you like a kipper, mate. Like, you can't fool me and you can't fool the Minerals FC. It doesn't add up. It just doesn't. You contradict yourself. You're trying to show like, yeah, I've just thrown out a senior player. It's not the fact that Sterling's on 325 grand a week. It's not the fact that he's still got 3 years on his contract. It's not the fact that they need to free up the wage structure so they can go and buy another player that they want to buy. It's not enough that they've gutted out Cobham, stripped our 2 hotels, stripped our training ground, and car park, all real estate. That they can't, go in the market. They can't even do that. It's not enough, is it? So we need to exile Chilwell, who apparently, again, was on pre-season. What's the point in taking him? Why didn't you treat him like Trev? Why was Broha on pre-season and Trev wasn't? And Broha's in now getting sold to Ipswich on a loan with an obligation to buy for 30 million if they stay up. Right? So what was the point in Broha going to pre-season? It's embarrassing. So give the same energy to every player, Enzo Mascara. But you didn't do that. You're doing what you're told, son. That's what you're doing. You're a yes man at Clownlake, and that's why they love you. And that's why you got this job. You got this job because you're controlled. And that's it. So don't sit in the presser going, yeah, I'm speaking to Chilwell can go and get minutes elsewhere. He's no longer needed. And so Sterling, what if you can't sell them? What if you can't get rid of them? What, you're just going to have these players at Cobham, not with the first team? It's going to run you down, mate. It's going to wear you down. It's going to eat away at you. You can't be having that. And that goes for all the other 24 players that need to be shipped out. Yeah? And it's not going to happen. What you got? 10 days left? How many days you got left? Yeah? He comes out and says it doesn't matter whether they're on 20-year contracts. I don't care. It's not my problem. All I care about now. Well, it should be your problem because if you don't want certain players and they got a death row contract, which the majority do, what are you going to do, mate? You're going to have to be forced to play them. You're forced to play players like Enzo Fernandez. You're forced to pay players. You're forced to do whatever you do, which is why you played a 4-3-3 in the first game of the season against Man City. You didn't even play your own system that you're so stubborn for. You're a walking contradiction. And then all these supporters are bigging it up, going, I love the way he muddied the brown envelope. He didn't mud brown envelopes. He was saying what Clownlake wanted him to say. He's protecting Clownlake. He's a defender of Clownlake. He's not a defender of Chelsea because Clownlake ain't Chelsea. You understand where I'm going with this? Yeah? Do you get where I'm going with this? He is basically the mouthpiece acting like he's all arrogant and in control and treating our players and Cobham players especially like absolute shit. Because he hasn't even trained with Trev, and Trev is clear of Badashile, he's clear of Disasi, he's clear of Colwill, and he's clear of Fafana, and he's clear of Enzo Fernandez as a captain. Trev should be captain. Trev should be in that back line. But yet you ain't saying nothing because you ain't got no say. Yeah? And everyone's going, oh, I love him so much. And then the classic for me, was who was it? Someone in the club. What was it? This is it. Clownlake, right? Clownlake and Bowley are prepared to ignore all the noise if Chelsea get off to a bad start in the league, like they did against Jellyfish Potter to a point, until they had to get Paulstein to come out and go, Potter's here, not just for months, he's here for years. He's one of the best managers in the world. Let's have it right. The Pornstein bomber. Let's mud you, son. All right. Pinocchio in human form. And then we got, he says they're going to ignore, and just like Pochettino, he was getting it, Poch out. And it's all the Poch outers, yeah, that fed an agenda on Poch that are asking for Enzo to have time, but they wouldn't give time to Pochettino. You contradicting flip-flop merchants, yeah, are absolute embarrassment to the fan base, yeah. But this is what done me in. Chelsea's leadership team not only believe he's top coach based on what? He's never managed Champions League. He's never won Champions League. He's never managed in the Premier League. Never won the Premier League. Never won an FA Cup, Carabao Cup. He hasn't won any European competition, but he's won the Championship. So he's one of the top coaches. He like Jellyfish Potter. Yeah, even Jellyfish Potter's got more experience than Enzo Mascara. What are we doing here? He was a cigar holder at Pep Guardiola, bro. Even Pep's probably looking at him going, what are you dealing with, son? Why have you taken this job? Probably like he was talking to Cole Palmer, Pep Guardiola, going, do you want to come back now? Do you know what I'm saying? They say he's a top coach, but a strategic and personality fit. He's a top coach, but a strategic and personality fit. In other words, he's a perfect yes man. Yeah, strategic yes man. Sources also say Maresca has an aura around Cobham, something several players felt former coach Graham Potter lacked, and that's from Toothpick Jacobs, which we've heard this before. And all these melts in the fan base are going, "Oh my gaffer, he's got aura." I'll tell you what aura he's got. He's got aura of a yes man. All right. Now, Clownlake, let's have it right. You got it all your way. You've had your third manager now. You've had Jellyfish Potter. You've had Poch. You're now getting into Mascara. You've got it your way. You've gutted out all of Cobham. You stripped our real estate, hotels. All right. You sold our entire Champions League team. You stripped all of our directors. You got rid of Neil Bath. You got rid of Jim Fraser. You got rid of Cobham. Tea Lady, Grandsman. It's all yours. So what's your fucking excuse? Yeah. You want to feed PR that there's no pressure for this guy to get top four. You want to feed this PR that even if the noise comes from the supporters, they're not going to budge. Let me fucking land it and say it for what it is, yeah? All right? You will have to sack him if he doesn't get top four. You will have to fucking take the noise, and you will have to accept it, and you will see the wrath of the supporters because no one's accepting it. You're in your third season now, all right? There is no honeymoon period, first year, let's have a go in the second year. Nah, mate. This yes man aura needs to get put in the bin. All right. This mid mentality, this lack of ambition. All right. And ruthlessness. You're ruthless with gutting out and selling players and getting money for players. But when it comes to football in terms of building a fucking team that you spent 1.4 billion on and we ain't won fuck all and we ain't challenging for nothing. And you're saying, oh, even if we don't get Champions League, you're not going to sack him. Tells me you've got your yes man for your conveyor belt of Kindergarten FC to monetize content, to make profits, and just happy-go-lucky like the Magic Roundabout with your PR Happy Meals and using these Fabrizio Romanos, Pornstees, Toothpick Jacobs to keep forcing this false hope and toxic positivity and all your influencers and all your platforms that are all fucking inverted galore, left, right, and centre to keep pushing it. No one's going to buy it, mate. You ain't got time to buy no more. What are you, stupid or what? It's generational PR. I'll give you that. I applaud that. It's generational PR. World class. It's a shame you can't sign generational world class fucking players because your wage structure doesn't dictate it. João Felix come to Chelsea because he's been here. Yes, he might be loved by the supporters. We love our players. We support our players. And he was on a loan. But only because he rejected Arsenal at that time, we loved it even more. The reality is, all right, he's got to earn his stripes. He has to earn his stripes. What happens if he doesn't perform? These supporters, yeah, these so-called supporters, we call them. A lot of them are plastics. They'll be feeding agendas. Now Gallagher's gone. Mason Mount's gone. Kai Havertz is gone. Kovacic Jorginho's gone. Chilwell's gone. Everyone's going, who's next on the list? Who's next on the menu to feed an agenda on? We're waiting for it. I know Mudrik's there. How has Mudrik outlasted Raheem Sterling? In a system that Sterling knows more than Mudrik. He's got more ball IQ than Mudrik. Yet Mudrik, I'll tell you why. Because Mudrik, they know that that's an asset to them and they'll try and get more money for Mudrik because he's on a death row contract. Sterling's only on 3 years. Yeah, Reece James will be the next victim to be exiled. All right. Trev Chalobah represents what a footballer should be like. Yeah. Trev represents Cobham. Trev loves his football club. It's disgusting. It makes me sick to my stomach how he's been treated. And all you platforms, all you fucking melts, all you do is just put it to the side. You just shrug it off like it's nothing. Like everyone else we got in our back line is elite, bruv. World class. The Trev's not getting nowhere near him, bruv. They're all fucking Nestas and Maldinis and Thiago Silvas. Because you want to feed agendas. All the ones that fed agendas on the Mounts, the Havertz and this and that. Look at Kai Havertz now. Look at him now. Look at him evolving, building into a world-class player. with a fucking balanced team and a right structure. It's not all about maximising profits and bringing kindergarten FC. Because if you do it the right way, you get the right results, you get the right progression. You can trust the fucking process. There's no process to trust in this club no more. What process is there? Someone explain to me the process. I'll tell you the process. Clownlake have come in and destroyed whatever Romans built. Everything that was in Roman's existence has been obliterated from this football club. And you know what? I saw a tweet today that is stressing Chelsea are in bad trouble. We're going to get a transfer ban and we're going to get points deductions. And it's not going to end. There's no chance, they said. No chance of top four. Now, these clowns know there ain't no top four. They know what's coming. But I don't give a fuck. I don't care. We're meant to have a super youth team. We're meant to be with the right gaffer now. We're going to play the horizontal, vertical, inverted goalkeepers, inverted nutsacks. Yeah? I'm all good, bruv. We're going to get top four. What's going to stop us winning the lot? What's going to stop us? This is what I'm hearing. We're cooking. Our gaffer's cooking the media. We're cooking. He has to come out and address Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville that are only saying the fucking truth. What I say. What are these other players going to do, Enzo, mate? What are they going to do? They're just going to sit there, bruv? What? On their contracts? Raheem Sterling ain't going to go Saudi and he ain't going to go on loan. So where's he going, mate? Where's he going? Who's going to pay him his wages? You're stuck. You're done like kippers. And rightly so. And I hope Trev does the same and feeds you the same Minerals FC medicine. Yeah? Because you're lacking it. You're lacking it. You need to drink them minerals in Meatloaf Bowling Siri Merchant. Yeah? You need to drink them in. You understand me? Let's see what club goes for him. But I guarantee it'll be a club that wants to do things the right way. It ain't going to be our club. Who wants to come to our club? Joe Felix come for his paydays on a seven-year contract, bruv. He's loving it. He's got his money 7 years. Bonuses, whether he gets bonuses or doesn't. He's made. That's why all these players are coming. Yeah? This is where we are. Like, what process? How much more money you want to spend? You want to spend more money. They're spending more and more and more money. Where's Osimhen, mate? Where's Ivan Toney, mate? You know, get him in, mate. Get him in. What's taking so long? Yeah? What's taking so fucking long for you to bring in a striker in your 5th transfer window and you still haven't bought us a world-class striker? What fucking building is that? What squad building is that? What about replacing Thiago Silva? By the way, salute to Thiago Silva. Yeah, come from PSG to win the Champions League with Chelsea. We got João Felix. Oh, João Felix. Oh, he came from Real Madrid to play the Conference League. Fuck off, man. What are we doing here, bruv? All right, come for his paycheck.